I'm kidding. When am I kidding? When am I not kidding? That's for me to know and for you to find out, Vortex. No, my friend Ronit, she's going to Israel. She'll be gone an entire month for her brother's Hasidic wedding. She said you have to pronounce it like that. Like a cat. You know how cats do that? Cats are actually Jewish. Dude, Arlo's been doing that to Paisley nonstop because she got back from the vet and they gave her some kind of deworming medicine, and now she smells weird, and Arlo is real threatened by her, and every time that she's around, he hisses at her, he growls at her. He hasn't attacked her, but he tries to get away from her. She's so confused. I feel sorry for her because she doesn't know what's going on. And it's all because she was sick. It's all because she had to go to the vet. You know, it's not fair. But I read that sometimes it lasts a few days, other times it lasts a few weeks, where if one of them goes to the vet and the other one stays home, it's just this weird like separation anxiety, and then they don't recognize the other cat when they come back because they've been tainted. Yeah, probably because Arlo doesn't trust doctors either, you know? He's like, what did they do to you, Paisley? He doesn't recognize it. You're not the sick cat that I know. I could do that in a bit if people got it, but they don't get it because a lot of the people that I do comedy with, I wouldn't go so far to say as they're like liberals or whatever, but they definitely make fun of, you know, anything that they view Republican. Somebody told me tonight that I'm his favorite Republican, and I almost smacked this motherfucker upside the head. I said, what makes you think I'm a fucking Republican? Like, just because I'm conservative, that doesn't mean I'm Republican. That doesn't mean I side with those people, if you can even call them that. The majority of people in politics are a bunch of cyborgs that just go along with whatever their party tells them to go along with. And even if they disagree with it, whenever they're backed into a corner, they won't ever stand by the supposed beliefs that they claim to have, you know? That's just the way that most people are, though. Politics are not. It's like people are just really weak and they don't stand for anything. But what's new? I tried to play a higher chord and it didn't work. Hold on. That key's stuck, that's why. Okay, one more time. You hear that little squeak? Yeah, that's hard to play, man. That seems to happen with all the keyboards, though, I've noticed. If you play them for too long, then one of them starts to squeak, and then a few of them start to squeak. Eventually, all of them will squeak. I really don't know what I'm gonna sing about. I kind of wish that I recorded that set because it was pretty good. And not because my jokes were good. I don't even think my jokes were good at all. But I really liked my dialogue with Ronit. It made me think that we should have our own TV show where we just talked about life and shit. It was like a talk show, and everybody was very entertained. But that's because we have a good rapport, and that's always nice to watch whenever people have mutual respect for one another. Since everybody thinks that you gotta attack your brother or your sister or your mother or your father or whoever you think is your opponent. Everybody's your opponent. Everybody's your competitor. Everybody's somebody that can't be trusted because they're better than you in some kind of way. They're probably more talented and they'll say all the stuff that you really, really want to say. But I have noticed something. Everybody's got their place. And I do have mutual respect for a lot of people. Even if I don't really feel that connected to them. They still have a place. They still have a place. And it's wrong for me to say otherwise. So you don't know why somebody's in this world. And you don't know what somebody could do for this world. But I know that a lot of people are really terrible. But unless I witness you doing something terrible, there's probably no reason for me to have that opinion of you. But at the same time, I can feel sort of judgmental. But it's not my place to judge you. That's what God's gonna do. And even then, He extends plenty of mercy on you. If you repent and you love Him, and you fear Him, and you fear Him, and you fear Him. Fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. What is that, Psalm 111? I think I just quoted that recently in another video. All this stuff gets repeated over and over for a reason. And that's like life. That's like every little cycle that you experience, and yet every time you do, you're so shocked that it just won't get through. This happened before, this happened before. Why didn't I realize this is something that I should have This is something that I should have very easily recognized. But it just went up and over my head, 'cause maybe whatever this cycle was, it happened a long time ago and I don't remember. Or maybe if it did, I don't wish to remember. I just want to let it go, 'cause it was a painful cycle. You know, like menstrual cycle? Well, mine ain't that bad, because I'm not a wicked woman, but, damnity damn, the timing. The rhyming. But anyway. I'm talking about though. Everything's a cycle, and you're ever so forgetful. Things you don't want to remember. You know, like the news.